This is Kessben 93.3 FM, a new wave of excellence in radio.
Andy.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Boko.
Ten Hag winning. Yeah, Monabas.
Two quick messages.
Olusie. They be see that we are.
You know.
Yeah.
Where we are supposed to be a boa fish. I do not pass so or swim that.
So that you know.
Manchester United, somewhere in a match about body on Vata. It's a big club. They've seen it all. They've won everything. They've achieved anything. So they must live by their standard. And if United ever the sixth position in the EPL, about body and everything I deserve. Probably you can only say what turning the skills now around because the results were not forthcoming. Again, Rasmus Højlund was not scoring. Non-attack, you know, it was bleak. It wasn't a potent attack. It wasn't a consistent attack. Now the midfield was disjointed. The difference in there still he continued to concede goals. Onana was error prone. But so here from Echida. Onana errors no call. Who can go keep or put top clean sheet in the EPL? He's one of them. Harry Maguire, I move from a fifth choice centre back to a second choice centre back, probably knocking to be the first choice centre back. Obama coach the credit. Man United midfield, Kobe Manu, Scott McTominay, Christian Eriksen, Mason Mount, Bruno Fernandes, Casemiro. At a point, no coach knew who they on started cry because no money now a loose a shape, not a uniform. But the midfield of United has stabilized it. Garnacho, Rashford, Anthony. You know, no money in the it take Rashford for no less than 7 months. No go. Look at the situation of Anthony. But then the coach now finding a way. Garnacho all right, Rashford the left. They are playing so well. Okay. Rasmus Højlund played 13 games. Now when she go, and then he's scoring consistently. What she says goes on a roll. Those are the areas that you know. I'll be the credit, man. Say coach I had here, and then the bash and the critics. Gradually they don't talk about United anymore because Man United team no and what they boss so and but you know the fact of the matter is that se Barcelona boli ginom da says obi amoma baso se Chelsea boli ginom da says obi amoma baso se Bayern Munich boli ginom da says obi amoma baso se Real Madrid boli ginom da says obi amoma baso into Man United where they should be knocking should be at the top 4. They've been consistent in the second round. You know, I don't think say United at the 6 league table in this one. Okay. I was say a better studio and I soja. Say Amaya DB.
You have somebody. Name man Kuya Mandia, I see a bonnet. Go United a big team. Exactly. No, that may cut to the answer. Yes. A big team.
Yeah.
Into that 6. Now who win the match get to be they are better than Manchester United.
This is a United team. Yes, I understand that football sanity. Yeah. Say Ali Abaha. No more be change what Maya. Na media na wo Egypt na sin konya say Ali esubi mada. David. They have a captain. I will take you $120,000 a month. Omonye say adwuma.
How to folks say no see struggle or premiership in your Ghana.
No more
has a go winning one might be team and as a area. They are better than a boss.
Coach Watara, you David. Football, you live by your standard.
So position or league,
you live by your standard.
I know where I get
Sana game, no, etier.
I don't buy an own chassis out of France.
So, you know, areas in the BOA, Medicaca say, my department at least coach and I had here. But on the whole, Man United or Man Kofate has on for medicis.
Yeah.
So, check a ranking about over the weekend. Teams are spending this car. Man United no must spend this car. They deserve better. Obedi another message by on Nicola Jackson.
Yeah.
Or see Jackson, you beat me at Jejeno. Ewo baby a obono. Na yentimi nkase de nakwa akudina ni mu. Or say chances. Inti yentimi nkase onyade. Do you know me ditum pa say. So uhwe Nicola Jackson at the very first that Chelsea signing in the clubs and ha. And I can say this is a player at Villarreal, not operating from the left. Into whoever watch him in the Yellow Sun Mariners no. Now ordinary brand here in Jeremy Pino. And ana a pre e won 10-10 je your friend number 11 no. Some games ni bu ana coaches in the be ni mu. This is a young talented player a big team like Chelsea on for attack and question and sa. That was the signal that I sent from the very first day. But now Chelsea so coach need try be say in the preseason now about a 4-2-3-1 with Christopher Nkunku behind the hole. And the Christopher Nkunku behind the hole. The very first day Nkunku moved from PSG to RB Leipzig, Obie who say the scoring rate in the Kosoro. And he said, what does only Emil Forsberg enable? What does only Timo Werner enable? What does only Andrew Silva enable? I'm talking about players and I know see I can RB Leipzig, who say consistently goal ratio in the Kosoro. And in the preseason, Obi onya time ahead Chelsea be who said no. So we had the pair between Nicolas Jackson and then Christopher Nkunku. Mauricio Pochettino is clearly building the Lampard Didier Drogba partnership, the Thierry Henry Dennis Beckham partnership, the Ruud van Nistelrooy Wayne Rooney partnership, the Andy Cole Dwight York partnership, and no na coach your friend Mauricio Pochettino built it from the preseason. Unfortunately, and a Christopher Nkunku echo a prior or cutting a few 6 months. Intina an auxiliary are now best supporting Nicolas Jackson. Ewe ni mu general na kwakoye Konogalaga, who has played centrally in all his career as a player. Bola wa bonyina no general ombo as an auxiliary but obo as a central midfielder. Intina beyer din say obenya that understanding between him and then Nicolas Jackson. It was the reason why one way or the other na Chelsea team enya goals. And you know, so we share all the teams in the Premier League. Jackson is a young player that is coming up. This is a player who hasn't proven anywhere. This is a player who is not fit enough to start for the Senegalese national team. You cannot be a Chelsea number 9. You cannot take Chelsea to the promised land. Inti, you know, about goals on your bad at all. 10 goals a season for player or your winger convented to lead the line and you're bad at all. But you know, in the Premier League, even the smaller clubs, a predator inside the box or so rely on him so much. Even Newcastle United were Alexander Isak and Calvin Wilson. West Ham United were Michel Antonio. Aston Villa were Oli Watkins. Brighton rotated between João Pedro, Evan Ferguson, and then Danny Welbeck. And to check all the teams. But we are talking about Neo Mope, Ivan Toney for Brentford. Which team? Obi. And it is only Chelsea who is lacking the physical presence, a predator, a poacher inside the box. And nothing goes no Emano. So what should Kopama do now? Kopama send the power. Raheem Sterling send the son in the dear. But the only person will be added up to make sure Chelsea get the numbers for them to compete, for them to stay in the game, for them to be consistent. And only a dear Nicolas Jackson and Timmy and Farmomo. And if you are not fit enough to start as a number 9 for Villarreal, how do you fit enough to start as a number 9 for Chelsea? It may be time goes on next season, Chelsea best have the number 10 because so already a Mudrik Moyan and Chenchen who is here. Maybe Raheem Sterling, Cole Palmer, Madueke, probably. But so share dear Omoye on Chenchen who is here. Chelsea need to go in for Vito Osimhen. Omo for Vito Osimhen and Omonko for Oli Watkins of Aston Villa. Or be fit into the plan for Chelsea and probably I'm going for 1 or 2 experienced players. Beating me aboa. Nicolas Jackson again. Maybe he can improve next season, but in the Premier League, you need a certain level of physicality. And so what team has survived as a number 9. You need a certain positional sense. And so what team has survived as a number 9. So we will be a movement baby bar. I know what you good baby. So look at Jibril Jesus. Born strikers so Premier League. How do you send a bit in an apple? But check the numbers of Jesus. Why? Because it is either wide, right, left, no a drop. The same thing applies to Jackson. But she Oli Watkins, she Callum Wilson, she Ellen Holland. Look at Danny Welbeck or Ivan Ferguson. Look at Neo Mope. Look at Ivan Toney. All those players now almost stay inside the box. Almost she goes. But say move left and right there, there's no way you score goals. And for me, that is the problem of Jackson. Now to the Champions League game, and
okay, yeah, because but
may touch here quickly, but a quick one on the earlier Andy dinner adventure by so say Erik Ten Hag and Ebona Basina on Safa Abasoboni or that. Mr. Made want to disagree with Andy and say Yes, it is Man United. Yes, it's Erik ten Hag. But as a teacher, my dream is as a quadrano or class, they be only the first. I feel for about over 10 years, on to mean the first beam. They be or form. O share finance no, o first exercise. It will be on another tour.
No, the teachers,
Please let me build it. Please allow me.
No,
allow me to build it. Oh, listeners,
okay.
And I even started by saying I disagree. Until once I disagree, I know where you want me to arrive, or you get what I'm arriving. But I'm saying, sir, Sakwadano no oya de. Na say oh shie. Nedru point in time na fade or man homneswa. In order. So Becca say there oh bomoding. Ne sentino. You know. Erik ten Hag na ye kan general. Onye bibia kidigidibia as a manager. Ayas eno akochi. Eno obi anim say Bayern Munich 2 okochi and enya de bia. Utrecht no okochi enye bibia. Ayas eno okochi and obi anim say Ayas enkwada any other. One of the biggest problem Erik ten Hag had and as wenya as a manager of Man United handling big boys with egos. The Cristiano Ronaldo, the Jadon Sancho, the Rubebi, Casemiro, all those things, you know, because he has not been there before. So for me, Erik ten Hag, you know, be Albeka say, wa coaching bigger teams, a coaching bigger boys. Entienne, when you big boys know ye bibia when you have basketball. I think that he even is still learning when it comes to managing big boys. So for me, around the time when the players play prior back. Now the team has started raining. If anybody says, say, I feel Erik ten Hag and man you mo ya there, for me it is in order. I don't think that you would have to wait for United to win Premier League and say that I feel you mo ya there. No.
Club now be financing me.
Yes, General. When he says club,
Ayas near the coach. The
message was about the message was about Erik ten Hag and
one side man you are man no. You say he has arrived. The clubs are the more.
And can we say that Harry Potter, or the same
Graham Potter,
Graham Potter,
two brothers
and he said, "Do baby, ne koye so abe bona baso."
A koye se man you da say ne koye bona baso.
And he say a koye so da say, "We're winning 6 matches, 5 league matches on the trot,
okay.
7 games in succession, and this is the team who all struggled throughout the season." And luckily, Andy, you know, he gave us some positives around the team now. So I think that fine. Individuals bet my cats or when holistically say a man you now coach with the seas on basketball. But you can also segment the season and say, hey, at this point in time in the season, the team is doing well and there is nothing wrong with it.
All right.
See, real season, now what disease there, and not there. Obi bebo abaso what disease are, and the yen bet to nego.
Okay.
That's it.
Right.
Andy, you see, when we are also analyzing the Chelsea team, there one aspect I usually an referee. Once you feel say Chelsea that baby or day, we have never been comfortable when I'm talking about Chelsea, brah.
What the point me was what the point me the
some the my and you know what jazz on our my day. Me chim na ke diba me Dimitri.
Udimi na ne.
Dimi na ne
what the can the opposite or can Chelsea dey na opposite.
Oh my case so.
What the Chelsea dey na opposite or can.
You are one of the best of the all-time Dimi na.
Yeah.
General, you see, and the Chelsea, they can't go to Nisha and Komashibu. I think the number of goals they are conceding, it's one of the reasons why they are at 10th position.
Okay, ya hona ansa na beto aso.
Because
me ba hona ansa na beto aso. Chelsea matches be prepare o mabon. Senka Jackson. Ayi put enter and come on so. Hwe mo mo ne Chelsea before mo be bad game.
Oh, you wasteful.
Hwe na no ball. Hwe na no ball ya boy. Go and watch the Tottenham game again and other games. Sad games no. Hwe Liverpool. You know, Liverpool defense in your wiki papa. Manchester City defense na no hwe omo. Say we call omo so omo mo bot time. But they have different scorers and they've been consistent. The same thing even Arsenal.
Andy, what's the no can I say? Niao can you no kwe. Name there are an aspect which we are not looking at.
The defense.
So I'm adding to what you say, but I think that you have only looked at their lack of goals. But the rate at which they are conceding goals is also one of the reasons they are where they are. Man United is lying 6th position. More conceded 34 goals. But Chelsea has conceded 41 goals. And two goals, no, United has only 35 goals. Chelsea has scored 42 goals. So it means that Chelsea has scored more goals than Manchester United. But Manchester is lying 6 because they have conceded less number of goals. And to say Chelsea, to me, I can't watch me. Na goals no conceding Swatia. We might not necessarily look at the goals that they are failing to score because 42 goals, there are teams that were almost goals actually drew 42, but they are on top of Chelsea because they've conceded least goals. So if you're analyzing the Chelsea team, I think they are not where they are only because of their lack of goals, but because they also concede a number of goals and the defense should also be looked at.
Oh, okay. Young Champions League akra. Mafi young Fadia Kano enye African efficient. Kessben television. Enche beka ko chade toso mienu. Enti montabu chukumi basisi a. Ade na wasira why? What's funny?
I was the Champions League Chelsea ni ma. Champions League yo.
Enti yen kan tire mo.
Pass too much.
Me we do very sorry.
No, there are 2 questions ma.
Obi answer.
This is answer.
No, Obi answer.
Said you are catch Champions League. That's a yeah no question.
What a simple question amano. Ese so wasere wanza no wanza.
Na me sere dada.
Ada me ni ko so wasere na.
No wasere na obiza the dey tin wasere no say Chelsea ni ma.
Champions League. That's a yeah no.
How they say?
How me so wasere.
The Champions League ya mo boya. I'm for grand Tuesday. Just say bobo so anka. You can you dey Champions League. I'm for nkan.
Ntini ko so wasere.
On sere. But is it not true?
Okay, and do the men's.
It's not true, say Chelsea nim no.
I lose to flavor.
Nipa doma na Korean Champions League. Una ma
Champions League. Veni mu be de pa.
Champions League. TV sa. Wo ma fo twa wo chia de movie.
DSTV centers.
Veni mu be de pa.
DSTV centers.
Yes.
Ube wura na nkonya be wa na oni pantu. Just a Madrid fans nka kre bi ni wa na wo.
That's a general.
But you discuss you can say
you know, big game never bass. At the discipline Bielsa Sports Stadium in San Siro. And upon the banner, you didn't come on an hour like as a match with the Abantem. Let's come out in recent times. Now, Monty said you can name Nimno. Okay. Say, you can't name a OGD or Muse or mobile crash owner. You know, win can you game for them. But this season again, what shall be in the Champions League? Out of the 3 games on my board, we know. Against Feyenoord, against Celtic, against Lazio. Team my friend Atletico Madrid Intimi and Lusubi. Omo ba Italy ho, omo ba Rome at the Stadium de Olimpico. A take goalkeeper Provedel in the last minute no team na equalizer. Lazio they qualify to the next stage of the competition. And again, they are playing against a side that have lost just a game in 24 games. That is Inter Milan. A finalist last season. And a junior Champions League almost afuwi obi antimi nche omo. Even at home, Omo board draw against Real Sociedad, a team from Spain, and Omo Babisha. Obianim had Diego Simeone set up his team, and Obianim said, on one catastrophe, person with Gini Dia. A true stage say, and I'll bet me a Ginedi. Stages are born in 2 games, home and an away basis. I know cast stages. That is why you can trust Diego Pablo Simeone. The 3 back is set. Savage, Manuel Amoso, and then Abraham Tefen and Vessel. Now Biemu Diama, Marcos Llorente, and then Samuel Nino, the new sensation. Pablo Barros, Coco Resurrection, and Genoa. They made for the know what team has sticky to that. Now a Jai Griezmann and Memphis Depay, so mobile the line, or probably Angel Correa, so mobile the line in a 3-5-2. The same thing, and a coach Ayefeno, Simeone Inzaghi, and so Edebeba. A 3 back, no BM 5 at the middle, Nicola Berrera, Chakan Hakanuglu, Erik Mkhitaryan, DeMarco Bebabi, Carlos Augusto, no Abo Mathieu Damien, with the 2 players or more from deadly in Europe. The partnership I know, or more proofs of deadly in Europe this season, and Vinicius and Jude Bellingham. But it is Lautaro Martinez and then Marcos Thuram. These are the 2 guys that is set to lead the line. Adeba Akuna Genoa Obehu in this particular game, they say one team will be hugely at the defensive side. That is Atletico Madrid. But almost so much for there's more experience to contain possession and more ability to block opponents from play. Until most of the game will be depending on Samuel Lino and Marcos Llorente. The same thing applies to Mathieu Damien and then DeMarco. But with the back line of Atletico Madrid, Ombetimi has Topo Lautaro Martinez and the Marcos Thuram. Inter 4 picky pieces from last season in the Champions League. Juana Genoa on 80 media to also. So said that about on behalf because of their possessive base. But against ATM, space is never keten for Inter Milan. You only need to be prolific upfront just to make yourself beat me as a goes. You know, I be a very tough one.
Okay.
But I think say Inter will go away with a slim one. Dortmund find out a PFV. You know, I think that Dortmund, the Oma in the Champions League this season in San Siro, I was in James Park. I think so. You know, their West will be a draw game.
Okay, their West will be a drawn game. And they spoke some untruth yesterday about my firm belief in his submissions. I'm a firm believer of Kat's administration, and same as Togba Afede, Togba Afede's way of managing Accra as a work, and that is so to reap in future. I don't support Ket and speak against Togba's administration. He's also said that he is a critique of the FA, and that's fair on his side, but should give some of us the lead way to think and support on our convictions. Remind him I didn't support any of the demonstrations. Let him correct that submission. Hello, Koku. And know their face.
We got a gadgets beggar.
We hello, Koku.
We hello, Koku. Or say on tie demonstration on Moyeti Alaji Togo Afedeno. Okay, you know, I don't have problem with people who think that there are challenges with the FA, there are challenges with House of Folk. My only problem with people who see nothing wrong with the FA but see something wrong with House of Folk. That is my problem.
Okay.